Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Public File. My name is Kat Maudrew. My guests for this part of the Public File program are Sharna Braucks and Al Goldberg. Sharna is the CEO and president of the YMCA Superior California in Sacramento, and Al is the marketing and communications director of aforementioned YMCA of Superior California and Sacramento. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
We were talking off the air that everybody has heard the term YMCA, but I imagine they're going to learn some things today that maybe they did not know about this long-time organization. Maybe start, and again, whoever is most comfortable, let's start with the history of the YMCA in general and then specifically Superior California.
Sure. Well, the YMCA has been around for over 160 years here, but it started back in 1851 in London.
Oh.
And the YMCA started by a gentleman who wanted to bring together other men. It was the industrial time, and he said, we need to focus on other things other than just work. Mm-hmm. And so he wanted to help educate them. He started night school and certainly physical fitness. He believed it was important to take care of your body. And he really started the whole spirit, mind, and body movement. Mm-hmm. And a piece of that was also Christianity. And so he started that movement of spirit, mind, and body, had these men gathering, and it quickly grew from there. People really felt the impact of doing more than just work in their life and how that changed their disposition, their health, and their happiness.
Well, and it's so interesting to your point. It's that has been something important apparently since this was an organization all those years ago, Spirit, Mind, and Body, and it's so front of mind in 2020 that you have to feed your whole body and not just work, otherwise things don't work out well at work and at home.
I mean, that principle from 1851 has not changed, correct?
Right.
We are all still striving to really hit that balance of spirit, mind, and body.
And so it's the Young Men Christians Association. And,
correct.
How come the name has stayed the same through the years? Because it certainly, as we'll learn over the next half hour, encompasses and includes so many more people than young and men and Christians.
Absolutely. We get that question a lot.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people don't even know what YMCA stands for. They just know the letters and the song.
The Village People.
Everyone can sing and dance to the YMCA, but they don't always remember what the letters stand for.
Uh-huh.
Quite honestly, nationally, our organization has talked about that. Do we want to change that name? Because we are far more inclusive than what that name that started in 1851 represents today. We are welcome to absolutely everyone and inclusive of all race, religion, culture. Everyone is welcome at the YMCA. And we've talked about it, and we've decided not to change the name because it's so iconic. People just, it's such a strong brand, and that people understand the YMCA, and more people understand it's a much broader organization than what the name might represent. You will see in the past, 10, 12 years, we have gone to just the Y. That's what people call us. That's what they say, hey, I'll meet you down at the Y.
Right.
What's the Y doing today? So that's what we call ourselves, really, is the Y.
And you've got the pillars that you sort of stand for, the broad overview of the program offerings. And to your point, Sharna, it was all about body, mind, and spirit, but there's so much, from food closets to civic responsibility. But what are sort of the main three pillars? And Al, you guys jump in back and forth. You want to talk pillars?
Yeah, definitely. Youth development is what a lot of people know about us. YMCA is an organization that is cradle to cane for all ages. And so what people know is what they start with, and that's youth sports, childcare, summer camps. We offer a dozen childcare and summer campsites throughout the region. Then we have a resident camp up in the Tahoe National Forest called Bear Valley. Gets kids experience of leaving the tablet at home and
how about that?
Yeah, s'mores and camping, all the fun stuff. Swimming in the creek with lifeguards. Uh-huh. And then there's swim lessons as well. We live in the River City. Always have to be careful. And sometimes, unfortunately, when you see those news stories of drownings, it's not just someone who went swimming. It was someone who was just happened to be there, and then they saw someone who was in danger and didn't know what to do, and they found themselves in peril as well.
It's the YMCA of Superior, California. How did that name come to be? We are clearly here in California. Superior.
Well, I think it's superior.
Yeah. So The YMCA started in Sacramento actually in 1866.
So shortly after the original one.
Yeah. So I mean, you think about how movements kind of started. I mean, that's pretty viral for the 1800s
Right.
to get out here. So it was Civil War veterans and people moving out here with the gold rush. You had a lot of movement in just California itself, people trying to get out here, and I can understand why we were out here so quickly. So we had the YMCA of Greater Sacramento kind of formed from that in this city and region from that era. And then in 2007, there was a bunch of Ys that decided to kind of merge together. The Yolo County YMCA out of Woodland, and then the year later, the Oroville YMCA and the Yuba Sutter YMCA. All banded together to pull resources and create one bigger community association. They needed a name, and a lot of people don't really know this, but the northern part of our valley historically was known as the Superior Valley of California.
So there you go.
And so that's why they're the YMCA of Superior California.
I love it. I learned, for example, the SPCA, people think it's just one organization when in fact they're each their own with that umbrella title. Is that the same with the YMCA? Is it one organization or are they different entities? You kind of touched on that, but with the same sort of concepts and rules?
Yeah. Well, we are one of the nation's largest not-for-profit organizations. But I think what makes us unique is while we have a YMCA of the USA. We have an organization that oversees kind of national marketing. They offer training. They put together resources for all of the YMCAs nationally. They certainly can say whether you're chartered with them or not. There are, you have to have a mission that complies with the YMCA. You have to offer programs for your community that comply with YMCA. And you have to use YMCA branding appropriately. But beyond that, we are all individually ran.
Got it.
All of the YMCAs have their own board of directors that are volunteer individuals from the community who then take on the legal responsibility for this organization. And so along with them, they hire staff then that help run the organizations. So they're independent organizations, but we do have kind of a national association that helps support us.
If you're just joining me, my guests are Sharna Braucks and Al Goldberg. And Sharna is the CEO and president of the YMCA of Superior California in Sacramento, and somewhat recently so. How's it going?
Yes. Oh, I love it. This has been wonderful. I really enjoyed, I think it's almost 90 days that I have been here in Sacramento. I have worked with the YMCA for 25 years almost.
So you must love it.
I do. I love it. I started when I was in college and wasn't quite sure what I was going to do and started working at the YMCA as a part-time job, which the YMCA is one of the largest providers of teen and youth employment.
That's awesome.
So we really look for those youth to help give them that first experience. And luckily for me, that's what happened. And through that, I fell in love with the mission of the YMCA, the service we give to the community, and the people that you work with. The YMCA is a family. And I was always encouraged, mentored, supported, invested in. And so for me, it's a pleasure to be able to have this long of a career and give that back to the youth that we are hiring today.
Well, you're a perfect spokesperson, having walked the walk.
Absolutely. I started part-time, and now I'm the CEO of this organization.
That's amazing.
I love it, and so I feel very fortunate.
Well, let's talk about some of these programs. As you said, it started as a way for people to move their bodies and have some physical activity outside of the workplace. In 1851, your services are across the board. They're amazing, and we can spend some time on quite a few of them. Youth development, that's kind of a broad term.
Yes. One of the things that we mentioned are our 3 pillars: youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility. Everything we offer falls under one of those umbrellas. So when we look to how we can best serve the community, we're always going to say, does it fit within what we offer as an organization? And lucky for us, those are very broad. So when you look at youth development, we have programs like number one. We are the largest provider of childcare in the nation. And
that's amazing. I don't think people realize that, even though you're the largest, that people, that's a huge issue for people in a lot of the time. And I don't think many would think to go to the Y.
And I think you're absolutely right. We offer care, infant, toddler, preschool, but also school age. And so we're often in locations that may not be at a YMCA. So people don't even realize that they're receiving YMCA childcare.
So explain, they might be on a school campus or near a campus,
Correct.
not at a YMCA facility, but it's the YMCA employees that are offering childcare.
Absolutely. It's our employees, it's our curriculum, all of those things. So childcare is a major piece of what we do, and we love it. And I think we're the largest for a few reasons. We offer high quality care because we care about the children and we care about our families. But we do that at an affordable price. So one of the things with us being a not-for-profit is anyone who says, I need some help, I can't afford childcare, but I really need help, they can come to us and we will figure out a way to help them and get them care.
This is awesome.
So I think that sets us apart from kind of the rest of the providers.
Then, of course, there's youth sports and swim lessons. I think if this is airing on 6 different Entercom stations, and the number of hands, raise your hand if you learn to swim at the Y, right?
I'm a transplant to this region. I've been here 10 years, and so I meet people all the time when I'm out in the community, and they said, like, I've been to the Midtown Y, and it's still there. And they say the next thing is that's where I learned to swim.
Oh, I love it.
It's an indoor heated pool open all year round. We also have, a pool out in Esparto, way out in Yolo County, and then Oroville as well. And then even then, there's something we're looking at is maybe trying to get more into the community. Something we used to do a long time ago was regional trainings, swim lessons, like in community pools.
Go out to them if they can't
go
come
out to
you.
them if they can't get to us.
Love it.
And so, the Y is trying to create a movement too, is a Y without walls, is that we can be anywhere in the community that we're needed.
That's awesome. Workout equipment. If people want to work out and don't have the stuff, you've got it.
Boy, isn't this the time of year to talk about that?
Seriously, resolutions.
Yeah, New Year's resolutions.
Resolution time.
It's no joining fee right now at your local Y. Throw out a little promo. But we're obviously a community. We have great group community exercise classes, from Zumba to bar to yoga. There's all kinds of new programming at your local Y that you don't know that.
Totally
might just
wouldn't
seem
think
beyond,
about.
that people don't necessarily think of the Y. That we try to keep up with all those recent trends.
And that's health and wellness. It's the entire body.
And if I can just
go
interject,
ahead,
what I love about it is, obviously we're there for everyone, all ages. So we have health and wellness programs for youth,
And for
adults, and seniors.
And that's so important because
Absolutely.
I imagine the Y for some older people is their community, their place where they socialize, which is so important, their thing that's on their schedule every day that gives them purpose. Right?
That, I think, is what is so key for a YMCA. Why would you choose to come, work out with us versus anywhere else? Because we're about your community and helping you build relationships within your community.
And that goes under this great mental health, socialization, and community relationships and connections. It's where you hang out. I mean, right? People can stay there as long as they want.
We want to be that core for you, and it really turns out that's why I think so many people love to come to the Y.
It's a community.
Yes, we have wonderful programs and services, but they get to meet their neighbors, they get to build relationships with others in the community, and they create a sense of value and belonging. And that is so key to our society today that sadly we've lost through screens and so many different artificial interactions. You get a real sense of people who care about you, want to see you, and an opportunity to really feel joy and acceptance at the Y.
My guests are Sharna Braucks and Al Goldberg. Al is the Marketing and Communications Director, and Sharna is the CEO and President of the YMCA of Superior, California and Sacramento. So then we transition into one of your other pillars, social responsibility, youth in government, getting young people on the right track to being good people.
It's definitely a contentious time in politics.
Yes, that's an understatement.
And I've had the benefit to being a youth and government advisor this year for our delegation up in El Dorado Hills. These are kids who are interested in civics and politics and learning how things get done. They come from a wide background at all of our sites in Sacramento, Grass Valley, and El Dorado of political positions. They learn about decorum, expressing their thoughts.
Whichever side you're on, conservative, liberal, A, B, C, D, E,
Definitely.
sharing your opinion with decorum.
Yeah, and so they have 3 conferences throughout the year statewide. So there's thousands of friends that they make throughout the year. The big one will be in February during President's Day weekend. You will see a bunch of professionally dressed teenagers walking around the Capitol, walking with
take it
purpose,
over.
from corner to corner,
it.
taking over the Capitol grounds, and it's truly inspiring. They're making speeches, conducting elections. They'll have a media team of kids learning how to promote political positions, and they're just out there trying to change the world.
That's all. But you know what? Tomorrow's their world. So that's fantastic.
And exactly to Elle's point, you say kids who are interested in civics. Well, how many kids do you say, are you interested in civics?
Yeah, I don't
would
know
say,
what that
oh,
means.
yes, I am. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's really kids who have an opinion and want to know how to work in our system.
And I would say that's many.
Yes,
kids have opinions.
Absolutely.
By
And
definition.
they want to be heard. They want to be able to learn how to represent that opinion and share it in a way that people are going to listen and action will be taken. And that's exactly what we teach children.
And it starts young. We have the Model Legislature program for high schoolers, and then we do the Model UN for junior high.
It's awesome. And then we go to a complete other direction, food programs and financial assistance. That is just, again, 2 terms that you just don't think YMCA, food assistance and financial
Right.
assistance. How does that work?
Well, because we are such a large provider of services to youth, it makes a lot of sense for us to look at how we can serve them in other ways besides childcare, sports.
I'm hungry.
Exactly. Many of those youth
Ugh.
can't really fulfill all the things they want to in their life because they have some basic needs that aren't being met. And so when we can help supply those, like food, we have great partners. We have wonderful people who have given us grants that work with us.
And how do you identify the people who need this type of assistance?
So every child is eligible if they come to one of our summer meals program sites. This summer, we'll serve over 110,000 meals to children who kind of fall in the summertime gap.
They get lunch
the schools
at school,
are closed,
right?
yeah, and then the schools are closed. And so with thanks to a grant from the Walmart Foundation and partnerships with our Summer Meal Collaborative, kids can have the opportunity to drop in at one of our sites or at like the Clarksburg Library and many others that are available at ymcasuperiorcal.org that we'll have open this summer.
So you have to depend greatly on volunteers, and I think just listening and talking for the last little half hour or so, I think our volunteers can do just about anything from sort paperwork to answer phones to work with people.
To help run our organization.
Yeah.
We are always looking for people who are interested to become part of their community and volunteer their time with us. We have something for everyone and anyone. If you want to help lead this organization into our future and help us serve this community, we have a place for you, whether it's on our board, whether it's helping in our programs or services, or whether it's helping keep our grounds beautiful. Whatever it is that you're interested in, please come talk to us. We'd be happy to work with you.
And there's information on the website as well.
ymcasuperiorcal.org.
So what is the future of this great organization? I mean, I don't know what more you can put on your plate, but you got a new president and CEO.
We have so much we want to do.
What's up?
Granted, we offer a lot of programs, but we want to expand the number of people who can participate in those programs. We want to expand the communities that we're serving. So our goal is really to look at new YMCAs with or without walls in communities that maybe aren't getting our services now. So if you are someone who's interested in having a YMCA in your community or you want some programs in your community, reach out to us. We are here to help and meet community need. I know that there are lots of organizations out there, but not any one organization can fill every need. So we love to partner with other organizations, other people. Reach out to us because we are here to help support you.
And how are you funded?
We're funded through donation and fee for service. So basically our program fees, and then people donate to us annually. We have an annual support campaign that we're kicking off here in just a couple weeks.
Right. Good stuff. So as we close, we talked a little bit about this at the beginning, but what are some of the biggest misconceptions about the YMCA, and what do you want folks to know about the YMCA that maybe they didn't realize, especially after everything we've talked about? Are there still things that people don't really realize about your organization?
I think one of the things when I came to this area I heard is that people didn't know the YMCA was for them. They think it might be for people just in need, and it is for absolutely everyone. Or they think it might just be for people who are older, or it might just be for youth.
Sports or just youth, right.
There's just this, I feel like people just don't get the full breadth of all we do. We are here for everyone, and we want to help everyone. So please, whatever we can do, let us know.
Anything to add to that?
Come check us out. If you've been here in Sacramento and you've seen our Y, give it a new look.
And again, with regards to volunteers, because there's a lot of times you talk to people who say, I want to help, I just don't know how to get connected, or I want to get out there, I just don't know the places that could use me. If someone is interested in volunteering, what's the process from the time they either call or go online to the time that they might be working in a YMCA as a volunteer?
Well, it's different for whichever role you want to
Right.
play. If you want to work with children, we have to do a background check.
Yes, you do. Yep.
But, that's not the case for all of the volunteer positions. So some can move quicker than others. I can tell you we are energized to get you going with us. So you tell us your timeline and we're going to make that happen.
And it's young volunteers, and a lot of times some of the best volunteers are the people in the second half of their lives, and they're retired,
Absolutely.
but still have tons of energy and want to get out there. So you've got volunteer positions for all ages?
We absolutely do. If you are interested in just about anything, I'm trying to think of anything
That's
that
good.
would.
Youth in government, for instance, we're always in need of advisors. It's a long commitment, but I think it's very rewarding to kind of impart what you've learned from the political process, because I know we're in a capital town and
Yep.
region.
Yep.
I think especially if you're looking for seniors who volunteer, it's a great way to still stay connected to people and get out every day, get up, have a purpose to go do something.
The
So
website one more time?
YMCASuperiorCal.org.
Al Goldberg, Sharna Braucks, the CEO and President and Marketing and Communications Director for the YMCA of Superior, California and Sacramento. I learned so much. Thanks for coming in.
thank you for having
Thank you.
us.